A judge this week finally decided to tell armed right-wing freaks in Arizona that no, you cannot monitor drop boxes where people are dumping their ballots to be counted. Now, we have talked for many, many weeks now, possibly months, about what was taking place in Arizona and, of course, what was planned, not just in Arizona, but all over the country. We have had right-wingers that have banded together, MAGA idiots, and they've said, we're going to monitor drop boxes. We're going to video them. We're going to photograph them. We're going to be there with our weapons, and we're going to harass anybody that shows up trying to put more than one ballot in that box. And at the time, I know as recently as, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was sitting here talking about why are we not stopping this? It's illegal. It's voter intimidation. It's voter harassment. You're not allowed to do it. They're telling us they're going to do it. Why isn't anything being done? And finally, a little less than a week out from the midterm election, the court system finally decided, all right, we'll do something about it, guys. You got to take your guns and go home. You can't sit there and monitor the drop boxes. And honestly, I don't think that this would have happened had that attack on Paul Pelosi not occurred. And here's why I think that. We have had plenty of evidence from these people saying they're going to be Dropbox monitors, saying they're also going to get violent with people who try to drop off more than one ballot. Here's a great example. Vice pointed this guy out. He posts on a forum called The Donald, which is where a lot of the violent threats against Democrats and other people were coming from. And this one user said this: "We will post up at every single drop box. If you try to drop off more than one ballot, you will be beaten without question. Better tell your grandma to drop off her own vote, because no games are being played this time. You will see violence if caught stuffing ballots in a drop box." And there's plenty more like that. Not just on the Donald, but on other online forums. You can find it on Reddit. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on Twitter and Parler and Truth Social. They have been very open, much like they were in the run-up to January 6th, about what they were going to do to people. But it took the attack on Paul Pelosi for law enforcement agencies here in the United States to finally realize that these people aren't kidding around. They'll really do this stuff. It's one thing to think, okay, well, yeah, they're issuing threats, but these guys are really harmless. We know deep down they're not going to do it. But that attack on Paul Pelosi completely changed the narrative. That showed the country that, yeah, these MAGA extremists, they're willing to do the things they say they want to do. They will break into the Speaker of the House's home to try to kill her. This is no longer hyperbole. These are no longer empty threats that you see on weird forums online. These are things that are happening in this country today. So the DOJ, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, all of them got together. They filed, their complaints with the courts. The judge finally, again this week, issued the restraining order, said you can't be at the drop boxes, you wackadoos. But I firmly believe none of it would have happened had that attack on Paul Pelosi not happened, showing this country that it's more than just words on an online forum. And Republicans are absolutely willing to follow through with their threats of violence.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.